CBS Philadelphia in your corner, helping you manage your money. So most home buyers choose a 30-year mortgage, but President Trump is now floating an idea of 50-year loans backed by the federal government.
It's just grabbing a lot of headlines. Could that make home ownership more affordable? Consumer reporter Josh Sidorowicz is here to break it all down for us, Josh.
A lot of talk, a lot of debate about this one. I mean, look, one indication here of the unaffordability of housing right now is that the average first-time buyer is now reached 40 years old, which is a record high. But whether a 50-year mortgage is the way to get more people in the door, well, that depends on who you ask. So in theory, the desire for a 50-year mortgage is pretty simple. A longer-term loan means lower monthly payments on that loan and talking potentially hundreds of dollars here in savings each month. But a longer loan also means more interest on that loan. And guys, that's where there's this kind of concern and criticism that you could wind up actually paying far more here in the long run for this.
Do we have any idea how much more?
Well, so Realtor.com, they did crunch some hypothetical numbers on, the average price is about $400,000 for a home right now. So say you put 10% down on it at today's 30-year rate, which is about 6.25%. They found that, that could cut your payment by about $250 a month, a 50-year mortgage. But the trade-off is this. It would nearly double your total interest on that loan. And this also assumes that a 50-year mortgage would even have the same rate. And in reality, experts say it would likely be a whole lot higher.
The idea of having a longer-term loan and lowering costs is a great start if they do it correctly. I think what happens is we tried the 40-year mortgage a long time ago, and the 40-year didn't do anything either, because what happened was the banks said, hey, giving you a longer term, we're going to raise the rate. Well, when they raised the rate, they defeated the purpose of making it more affordable. And they'll do the same on the 50-year.
So the expectation here, just like, a 30-year mortgage has a higher rate than a 15-year mortgage, the same would apply then with a 50-year mortgage.
So what happens if you sell the property before you finish paying off the loan?
Right. So that came up in our conversation. And, because the average homeowner now stays in their house about 10, maybe 11, 10 years. And so theoretically, then you wouldn't be in there for the lifetime of the loan. You wouldn't necessarily pay all of that extra interest. But the trade-off here would be that, this is taking you a lot longer to build equity in your home. And so when you go to sell it, you're still going to owe a lot more on it. You're not going to get as much back in the process. So you've got to, consider that as well. It's a proposal for now. There's also a proposal that has come out since this week. The administration has floated the idea of portable mortgages where, people are so locked into some of those pandemic rates right now, it would allow them to take that rate to a new home when they move. That is also just a proposal. There's been no details really shared on any of this yet. We'll continue to ask and follow and see if any of this actually comes to fruition here. But look at an interesting and important conversation to be having nonetheless.
Yeah, so many people want to buy their first home, and it's becoming harder and harder. So
yep, exactly.
Got to get those details, though.
Yes, we'll see how this all shakes out here. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Josh.
And to contact Josh, you can fill out our consumer complaint form by scanning that QR code on your screen right now, or by going to cbsphiladelphia.com/inyourcorner.